Dan Lyman with Infowars Europe. I am here in Turin, Italy. I'm actually at Bilderberg conference right now, but I've bumped into a new friend here. This is Luca Donadel. He's an independent journalist, and he's done some incredible work talking about the migrant situation here in Italy and Europe in general. And he's done some viral videos. You definitely have to check those out. And we just want to get his thoughts as a guy here on the ground, living in a town with a pretty large migrant contingent. I'm actually staying just down the road by a huge migrant encampment that he has said is essentially the beginnings of a no-go zone. So we're going to get kind of his thoughts on things. How you doing, Luca?
I'm doing great, thank you. I covered last year. I made a video about the NGOs taking migrants in the front of Libyan coast and bringing them here to Italy. And this video went viral here in Italy. Many politicians share the video. Politicians from the Lega, like Matteo Salvini, and obviously because it proved their point. But what was funny is that, as I point out in my video, and if you could check it out, there are English subtitles so you can understand it, and is that the mainstream media was spreading fake news about the fact that the rescue were taking place in the in the Gulf of Sicily. And it was not true at all, because the NGO ships are in the front of the coast of Libya, and it's like a whole different zone. So we had the mainstream media, the Italian mainstream media, that were spreading fake news. And it was an independent reporter like me that proved them wrong, and they started calling me fake news. That's a really funny story, but it's what happened to me. And I can tell you what I found very funny is that many of these news organizations was directly affiliated with the Vatican, like Avvenire. They say that I'm fake news, and right now, at the Bilderberg Group, we have a Vatican Cardinale that is participating right now. So, what I found out in my research is that many of the NGOs, not the NGOs itself, but Italy spend right now about 5 billion euro of taxpayer money. Those are not money that are coming from the European Union. Some mainstream media tells, oh, it's okay. It's not money that we are spending because it's money that the European Union gift us, but it's not true. Those are Italian taxpayer money. We spend 5 billion, not million, billion. Euros a year for all the business of accommodation of these migrants, medical expenses, all this stuff, and it is a huge business. We have many mafia infiltrated in this kind of business, and also what's interesting is that the Catholic Church have many affiliated organizations owned by them, like the Caritas, that have business going on with the migrants. So they have a conflict of interest, if you can call it that way. And it's interesting because you see, well, why is the Vatican all have to do with this? I'm not Christian, I'm an atheist, but I ask myself, well, what's the point of this? Why there is the Vatican? What have the Vatican have to do with the Bilderberg Group? What do they have to do with all this business? You really have to ask yourself what this is all about.
Yeah, I don't think they're taking too many migrants at the Vatican, except for maybe a photo op. They have very big walls there, and the Pope likes to live behind a lot of border security there. Tell me a little bit about the migrant situation specifically in Turin, because I've noticed there's a pretty good amount of them. I went to the park the other day; they were everywhere in the park. How has it been here for you guys specifically in Turin?
Well, the situation here is tragic because we had a leftist mayor that was Pietro Fassino that built many refugees camps, and we've taken so many refugees here. The problem is that right next to Lingotto there is a complex that was built there was housing for the Olympic Games, and they were just after the Olympic Games they were left there, and nobody lived there, and it was squatted by about 1,000 migrants, and that's huge. That's a huge public security problem, because nobody can do something about that. We have to bring the army to move these people. It's a really big risk, and we had several incidents about girls that were passing by, that were raped, and police can't really do something about it. It was very difficult to find out who were the aggressor, to take these people, arrest these people, because what can you do when you have 1,000 people that you don't know nothing about? They have no documents, they have nothing, and it's a huge problem here, a huge security problem and a huge taxpayer problem, because we are paying for all these police, we are paying for all these people, and well, it's like I've seen in Sweden or in other parts of Europe, they are starting to have what they call the no-go zones. And this is not really a problem with Muslims, it's a problem with unregistered aliens that we can have become a problem that's of public security, really.
How has it been in the last couple of years since they got here in terms of crime and security in general?
It has been tragic, because obviously these people can't be absorbed into the workforce, because sadly they just have they can't do anything, because here in Italy we have a huge problem with youth unemployment. We have youth unemployment that is something from 30 to 40%. That's terrible. And if Italians that are educated, have gone to school, talk Italian, they can't find jobs. What are the perspectives for these people that don't even speak Italian? Well, what they can do? So they do crimes. It's pretty logic, because they don't have anything else to do. They try to live day by day, and there is really no opportunity for anyone here, and so these kind of people just stay there. And what I think is more important is that the politicians don't really have a solution for this. They just cover the problem, hopes that mainstream media doesn't really talks about this. And if you criticize this problem, I'm just pointing this problem out like I do, what's incredible is that you are automatically a racist. And it's not even talking about the color of the skin or anything like that. You're just saying, wait, maybe we have a problem. Maybe we should do something about it, because it's not good for us. It's not good for these people. And well, what happens is that the mainstream media point at you. You're a racist. You're a fascist. You're a xenophobe. So that's the problem we have here in Turin. And it's I hope the new government that is from Northern League, Matteo Salvini, and Five Star Movement have promised to do something about this. Let them work. Maybe they can figure something out, but maybe don't. I don't know.
Give us a prediction if they do start mass deportations, as they have promised to do.
Yeah.
How would that, in your mind, look here? How do you clear out a space like that, and where do you put them?
That is the problem, because mass deportation, if you want to call that like that, it's going to be very expensive, very, very expensive, because if immigration is expensive, because we have to pay for accommodations for the people, medical expenses, all that stuff, security, and trade deportation, it's going to be super expensive, because we have a security problem. You just can say, go there and tell, well, you know what, you have to go. They are not going to go. You have to going to take them, put them on a plane, find out what their country of origin is. That's very complicated. So I think the government we have right now have at least tried to say something about it. At least does recognize that there is a problem, because the past government with the Democratic Party just didn't really care. They were okay with this. But I think it's going to be a huge challenge for this government to do something about this, because it's not easy. It's not. It's going to be very expensive. It's going to be very difficult. And well, we'll see if they can do something about it, because we live here in Europe, in the European Union, and we are told these the story that the European Union, the European solidarity with the other countries. Well, that's a joke, because all the other countries, like France, is blocking their
The waterways, the ports, right?
Yeah.
You don't ever hear about boats going into France.
Yeah, they don't want migrants. Austria don't want migrants from Italy. Nobody wants them. So Italy is left alone to face this problem, and nobody cares in Europe about this. So we will have to face this for ourselves.
Even if you had a clear pathway to clear some of these people out without any opposition from the left, it would be very difficult. But in addition, there will be Antifa out, there will be leftists out, they'll be out trying to prevent this from happening. It'll be happening at the political level, from Brussels, from Rome, from the Vatican even. So it's going to be a very interesting road ahead for Italy, but we'll be keeping an eye on things here. We're going to hope for the best for them. We just had some birds come right through the shot there. Anyways, thank you so much for your time, Luca.
Thank you.
And Dan Lyman with Infowars Europe, coming to you from Bilderberg and Turin, Italy. Signing off.